Alrighty, everybody. Today we are going back to Amnesia, Machine for Pigs. This is part 4. If you want to check out the first 3 parts of this game, they are over in the XethaPCs Plays Epic Free Games of the Week, the playlist over on the channel. If you want to check that out, feel free to and rewatch those before you come back into this one. You can always rewind, rewatch, come back later. That's okay. I know that's definitely what I have been doing because these games are pretty darn spooky. But anyway, bear with me. I'm going to jump right back in. We just got down into the secret laboratory and hopefully we're close to the end, because I really want to know what happened to Mandus's kids. I feel bad for those 2 boys being trapped underground for this long, and I haven't been able to do anything about it. But either way, let's jump right back into it. So let's see, there is a spooky down that way, if I remember correctly. So we're gonna go that way. Always lower, right? Oh, I can hear the grunting. Silence. Oh man. Slowly creeping along. Took delivery of another batch of imbeciles today. They are the sorriest specimens of humanity I've ever seen. No one asks where they go to. The authorities of Bedlam are simply happy to reduce their overcrowding in their teeming, stinking halls. We measure their skulls, check their teeth. We give them laudanum to pacify them. They wait in line. Livestock, dull brown eyes, filthy skin. Many soil themselves as they wait. Into the manipulator they file in silence, and I hear the hissing of gas, the dull groans as teeth are removed, as bones are reset. I hear the pigs screaming. We have removed all the mirrors. After the process, it is their reflections that troubles them the most. Afterwards, when they sleep, I walk amongst them, my children. I whisper to their dreams, "You are my children now. I have children once again, and your forms, imperfect, will be the engines to make my own blood flow again." Oh man.
Over there, place it in the corner. What? You think I speak Prussian? Do I look like an inbred hog, sir? Who gives a damn what it contains? Just set it down carefully and leave me be.
Oh man, I hate when that happens. Of course the door is open now. Okay. Oh. Where is it gonna jump out of? No. No, no. No, 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 no. Down, further down, further down.
The lift has been sabotaged. You will have to find another way to the tunnel. Take care in this place, Mandus. It is the crucible of the evil that stalks these corridors.
Yeah, I bet, dude. At least I got past that spooky thing. I feel like Mandus is the one that made them all this way. He's not exactly a good guy, so it seems. Let's see, anything hidden here? Nope, just some wheels. Okay. Anything in the journal? Oh yeah, a couple things. Bruised and battered but still alive. I survived the savage's best effects. He and I are now locked in an epic struggle, but I have driven to find my family and it will prevail. Ignore the madness about me. Do not consider what cruel and unspeakable acts have been committed here. Find the way to the village, drain the flood, free your children. I don't think I can do that, Mandus. There is clearly another passage beyond the locked gates. It seems I have a choice of approaching the padlock, old but firm, and after I fall, I cannot summon the strength to break it open. Perhaps I can find another way. I think I did, right? In some form of bizarre mixing device for chemical compounds, this positively reeks of the foul fluids I've seen too often before. It's clearly a compound, some volatile bastard of two composite ingredients. I would wager I could find them close by. Where's the centrifuge he speaks of? Did I miss something? I feel like I just kind of like bolted. I always miss when the little icon pops up. I'm so focused on not getting scared to death. Let's see here. I'm here, I would assume. So, well, it's like a processing plant I have to go through. Oh man. Okay. Interesting. No. Okay. I'm feeling that gas will kill me. Great. Okay, let's think. Can't get into the elevator from here. Can I send anything back, maybe? No? Can I put another one in? No? Okay. Let's think. Do I just run through? I could just run through. No, no, that's not gonna happen. Well, rubbish. What do I do? Yeah, I don't like that noise. Screaming. It's not good for me. Oh, how did I not notice that before? There's gonna be another one of those freaking pig things, isn't there? Oh, I don't like this. Oh, God. Oh, boys, what happened to you? God. My experiments with Compound X took the dog and injected it with the strychnine. After the expected convulsions and spasming, it died just after midnight. I immersed the body in a large tank of Compound X and introduced an alternating current via induction coil for a period of 3.5 minutes. Partial return was induced. However, damage incurred prior to death was retained upon revival, meaning the dog continued to act in the acute state of strychnine poisoning until it put a bullet in its skull. But drowning? Perhaps yes. It is, after all, known to be the kindest of suicides. If one were to drown, replacing the fluids in the lungs with Compound X should theoretically be perfectly possible as a revival method. Oh no. Does that mean he drowned the boys? Okay. Hey look, it's that tank that I threw. Alright, there's one. How many more are there? Oh, I should have taken one of those tubes with me. Then I wouldn't have been able to cheat it a little bit. Low temperature storage. Oh man, I'm back here. Okay. Alright. I know there's one of those things right here. Or at least there was. Where did it go? Let's read the note first. Inflamed it is, burning it does, bleeding from each hole, fore and aft, leaking down my legs, blood and excrement. My lungs are in my vomit. I pass clot my organ now into the filthy stone. Drink this, he says, and I did drink it. I did do that, because of the changes, and they ripple enter me. My teeth sneeze out and shatter like mice in the dark. I cannot find them all, gather what I can, and push them back into my gray gums. My fingers with my nails are all weepy and falling out. Drink it, he says. It'll help the running, the fever, because not all of us can take the chance. On the other table, a beast under a blanket. I never wanted to see under that, but he drank it too. He passed it under the blanket, and I heard it drink. Dear God Almighty, how can a man shed so much blood and still live? Do I pull the lever? Yeah, pull the lever. Off it goes. We're running now. No.
It fell onto his hands and they eroded in front of me. To stumps. To stumps. Next time we will use an equal mix of infusion vitae and orgone disperser. No, no, just take him out. You can dump him in the river for all I care.
Alright, here we go. It's so dark. Heady brew. I have the compound. It hisses and steams in the container like some living thing, a witch's jelly to burn and corrode. The container is made from glass, a strange choice unless there is some particular reason why the metal that prevents everywhere else cannot be brought into contact with the so-called compound X. I should investigate for further clues. Or just yeet it on the ground. When I go up the stairs. Send it down? No. Oh yeah, lock, right. So what do I do with this compound X? Poor little froggy. Let's think for a second. I came from this way, right? Can't go that way. And I believe I already checked those drawers. It's gotta be up here that I go. I'm not sure. Maybe I can use the compound to erode the lock. Yeah, alright. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. More blood. Great. Down we go.
Down here, Daddy. Faster, faster.
Down we go. The leaking world. A bottle of gin was empty. Sleep seemed impossible. Above the skyline of London, he could only see the temple rising in the smog. There we go. I'm in a sewer now. Skeletons everywhere, great. Naturally, once bled, the product must be scalded, dehaired and scraped, ready for broiling and evisceration. For this, we pass them through the steam reservoir, which is kept at a constant temperature by passing excess high pressure venting from the engines via a boiler and series of large copper pipes into a stone chamber just below the workhouse. At the center of the machine, there is a component that must be kept at a consistently low temperature, which controls operations of the processing of product throughout the system. Alongside this, refrigeration is the utmost importance in retaining product quality. This also requires heat to be removed from certain areas of the machine. Two problems are therefore combined into a single solution: the removal of heat from some areas and the requirements for the increased heat in others. Conducting panels draw heat using the principles of convection regulated into the boiler and then sending freezing air along one set of pipes in one direction and superheating vapors into the other.
Isn't it dangerous allowing this filthy discharge to collect so close to the core?
We can use the flow to drive the turbines. There will always be a torrent of excreta flooding through these tunnels. We can use this to supplement the steam production and ensure constancy.
God, the stench! This fecal matter is the true product of the age.
My mysterious friend is correct. The sewers are indeed flooded. To descend further, I will have to find the local sewage pumps to drop the water levels. The smell is almost unbearable and it makes me gag. Why should the saboteur have flooded the tunnels, though? What did he hope to achieve? Or hide? There's gate 1, but how do I get through? Can I jump over? Nope, can't jump over there. Okay. Something is in the water. For sure. Which way? It's so dark and creepy. Okay, this looks promising. Several of my older forms have breached their containment areas and escaped into the sewers. Great. They remind me of my limitations. There is no Chelm and there is no Elehasa, at least not quite yet. It is the heat generated to keeping the doorway between open to the that is to blame. We cannot simply pack them about in coolant as we do in the center where the doorway is. The later versions are kept safe by the freezing temperature of the towers. Up here, where the air is hot and fretted, it become overheated and their dually tiers are asunder as the other place flies from their cells in the vittle splinters. They live sporadically, torn from one world to the other and back again in violent, unpredictable bursts. For a few seconds they are creatures of the world, and then they're torn away and cease to have physical form. This vicious ripping back and forth between worlds has driven them quite insane. I have ordered the affected areas sealed and will not allow my loyal workers to enter. These are damned places now, and abode the failed experiments, ghosts of fear and spite. Great. And that's where I am now. But look, I'm like right here, so I'm like right at the bottom. That phone's about to ring once I move this. Yep, called it.
Faster, Mantis. Drain the waters. Open the way to the bilge pumps. We are waiting for you.
Ooh, spooky. Nope, don't like. I've got to turn that lever though, I think. Alright, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try. No way. I can't. I think I have to find a way around. Well, if everyone just let me heal. If we could stop being red, I'd be able to see what I was doing. Alright, fuck it, I guess. So it went that way, so I gotta go this way. Alright, we're back. Okay. Sure.
But we can save them. We can set them free. We can replace a rotten old world with a clean new one.
Mr. Landis, you sound every bit the fanatic.
Well, how can I be otherwise, Professor? How can any man of ethics simply stand by and watch this world drown in its own excrement?
And your engineer, this visionary with whom you embarked upon this course, does he share your views?
Indeed he does. Indeed he does. The poor fellow has seen it all before. Now, this is not the first great civilization he has wept for.
And so you set about things immediately upon your return?
Naturally. These things cannot be left to rot upon the tree. And sponsors were remarkably easy to find. I tell you, Professor, a trail of greed brings rich men to your door like pigs to truffles.
You would know all about that now, wouldn't you, Mandus? Which way? And I said, "Look, my darlings, can you see it?" And they said, "Yes, Daddy, yes, we see it. A tall, withered cap of steel, of steep-sided pyramid, so like those of Egypt. Stone falling away from the summit, vines crawling about, intertwining with the stucco serpents that thrive in the steps. A palpable sense of stillness, a weight of forgotten. And this here is where the king sat. And this is where the priests live, this house, and this is the house of the dead, and here where the sun strikes. This is where they threw the hearts that were not consumed. No, my darlings, they most certainly were not savages. You see, they believed that the sky could fall onto their heads, and they truly, truly believed that offering blood was the only way of stopping this from happening. Perhaps, my darlings, perhaps they were mistaken altogether, or perhaps their tragedy was they could simply not spill blood enough to prevent the sky from falling upon them. That's one way to look at it, I guess, Mandus. That's done it. Now I can enter this strange decontamination chamber once again and move onward. The waters are pushed back, making way the bilge clear, where I can divert the remainder of the filthy torrent back to the Thames where it belongs and clear the path to the center of the machine. Alright, here we go.
That's it, Papa. You're so near now.
Another one of these machines. Make sure that door shuts. And that one is shut. And on we go. Decontamination. Music. Great. Why's it gotta be creepy music? And roaring. Oh, yep, that's why. dear God, a whole nest of the foul creatures, no mind. My instincts have drawn me this far, and I am sure somewhere in the dark complexes is a means of further descent. I will not see their faces as they go about their dark business, and yet I watch them sleep and eat and play. They are so very human and so very childlike. I will not think of what I have seen and of the chairs and cages. I will not think of how such monsters may be sculpted. I think it's a little late for that, Mandus. So many doors. Remember, work together, sleep alone, fraternizing will not be tolerated. Down we go. Weird symbol. Oof. Further still. Down, down, down. How far down am I going? It's just black. Maybe I'm missing something. Oof. Ow. Okay. Well, I just like fell down a super long stairwell. And now everything's red. I hate when it's all red. Is that another one? At least this time I can hear this going down the stairs. Down we go. Here we go. Last doorway, I think. From tide to spine. And who is that third, that shadow, that spirit child in the dark, in the background? That barely formed, that changeling, that almost lived, that never missed.
You seem to have undergone quite a profound conversion in Mexico, Mr. Manfred.
You could not have seen it yourself and not, Professor. As we disembarked, even through my fever, I saw the detritus of this so-called progress. I saw starvation and disease, rot and destruction polluting the waters of the Empire. We are ruiners, you and I, and all of us, and we make the world unclean.
It's true.
You took it upon yourself to act as Redeemer.
Professor, I would not be so presumptuous. I am merely a conduit. I am constructing an architecture to wrestle our damnation to the ground and smother it with steam.
Bat. Oh, do you see that? I guess this is the way we go, huh?
He's here, he's here. I said you'd come.
These must be the bilge pumps. I am in the heart of the saboteur's efforts. In order to keep his flood in place, he must have disabled these vast pumps, but he's clearly rushed. Thus far, he has left most of his work incomplete. His clumsy efforts reduced to simply switching off all he could find. If I can locate the controls, the remedy will be simple.
Ahead, the trickle to still waters. I dragged myself deeper into the timber, downward ever, towards a wind that held the voices of my children, beckoning me to set them free.
Smoke. These children are the big things. I'm just guessing. Like maybe where they were as actual boys once, but not anymore, I don't think. Oh, why are you gonna do music like that? Anything of import? No. Okay. Let's see. What's to be seen? Stop. Ensure all wheels are in place before correctly operating the pumps. Okay. Where are the wheels, though? Let's see something. Why would this be here? Another pump, it seems once again. I must engage it. I cannot help but feel I am trapped in some great game, forced to undertake endless Herculean labors in the promise of reward for my darling children. Well, I mean, you're not wrong. Not that way. Oh, God. No, don't kill me. Doesn't help that it's just so dark. Okay. No, what else? Oh yeah, there's one more. But where? Well, can't go back. Where? Let's see it anywhere. Oh, right there. There we go. Okay. I just want to check this out, the lamp first. The water is spooky though. Oh great. Throw it at what? at that. Okay. To get back up, because I went the wrong way. Derp. The flood is draining. I've prevailed. The saboteur is beaten. My heart pounds with excitement, even as my head spins and shudders in the fervorous anticipation. How this machine now throbs about me, sensing its rebirth is imminent. The final descent beckons me to enter, as Lily once lay in our wedding bed and summoned me into manhood. Another decontamination chamber. Switch it on. Turn it off. Shut the door. Pull the switch. Open it. Okay. Interesting. Core systems access. In we go. The children dancing. The stairs are steep, the sun beating on his neck as he pulls them up. A vein pops from his forearms, but cannot deviate. He is a man driven by love and only love. Curled into my bunk, all sick and sweat-ridden, they clean my room about me, but I can only hear a voice from within the gentlest of stones. It sings to me, and I dream of a great machine. We build a new world from the ruins of the old, and we will plant flowers in rotten rib cages and let them grow to hold the sky from falling. I remember how it whispered to me as we rolled sick and heaving, and I remember when we pulled into Southampton. We both wept, for it was every bit as much as a desecration as it has been sung to me. And when we came to London, I sat upon this mantelpiece and went into the house and gathered the servants and set on recrafting them. And then I went into the garden and buried those tiny shattered skulls under the weeping bulges of the rhododendrons. And when they first said Daddy, my heart was molten. If the blood froze upon the ground were held by the sun to thaw its slope, and they were inseparable, always together. One soul and two bodies, and my love was all-consuming. I would die for you. I whispered to their sleeping faces. I would kill, and I would set this world to ruin to protect you. And I have fought through dark tunnels, great engines, foul beasts, and I have set my convent and drained this flood, and I came for you now, my darling boys. Stop no unauthorized persons to enter this facility by order of the management. By Jove, I am the management.
And you came then to London, and you set me upon a mantelpiece, and then you went into the house and gathered the servants, and reset you and I on recrafting them, and then you went into the garden, and buried those tiny shattered skulls, alone.
I just read that. Why'd you have to bring it back up?
For your children, Magnus, to spare them the world you have created. For us all.
Whoa, this thing is huge. Oof.
Oh, dear God. Dear Christ, what is this place?
Indeed.
I tried so hard. I will uphold my promise. I will always protect them for you. My eyes are your eyes. My heart is your heart. I will rip them loose from this rotten world and set them to burn, all to save them.
I guess I gotta go through the door at the end of the hallway, huh? Alright. The road control room.
And they feel no pain. The process is completely humane.
Humane, Professor? That we judge the acceptable level of suffering by the human condition? Ask the beggar, Professor. Ask the orphan. Ask the whore. Ask the starving, Professor. The weak, the sick, the filthy. Ask them to define your humane.
The bastard has been here too. This is the epicenter of his meddling. This is where it began, and this is where it will end. I will seek the source of the obstruction, and I will render the sabotage impotent once and for all. Down further still. Danger: Compound X, highly flammable, highly corrosive, and highly toxic. There we go. And now to find the ignition controls and start the machine once more. Elated I stride forth upon these catwalks. I am coming, my darlings, I've almost saved you. I mean, I've already been up there, though. Unfortunately.
Quickly, quickly, the air is thin. Your little faces turn blue, Manders. They suffocate, they suffocate.
Daddy, Daddy!
Now, Manders, set them free. Set them all free.
Ooh. Door's shutting. Whoa.
I live. I breathe again. I rise. I will rise to bleach the sky and still the water. I will spin the world wheel and set the future upon the path to redemption.
Where are my children? You promised me my children!
My time is come. More pig. More pig.
Boys. Boys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No. Mandus, saboteur. Returning from Mexico, I was struck again by London's filth, the squalor, the miasma, the rot. We should cut free our dead flesh and follow this wound to heal anew.
And, emerging, I raised my head to an uncaring sun, and I cursed this world of pain and despair. This civilization built on the ricketed bones of the unfortunate, on the greed and swell of mammon and empire. Cradling a stone egg in my jacket, I kissed my children farewell, and I crawled my way home.
So it is done. The saboteur was me. The voice on the telephone was him. But what of us? How do we connect? Surely I cannot be responsible for all I see about me. I cannot remember. I cannot remember. All I can grasp is a moment when the world split into two pieces and the innards of humanity fell from the orifice torn agape into my open, bifurcated heart.
Where are they? Where are my children?
Why do you ask, Mandus? You know the answer well enough.
Children are really the most wonderful, useful creatures. The unfortunates from the orphanage have proven indispensable in cleaning the large steam pipes. It appears that matter from the slaughter process may indeed vaporize its source, but drifts like dust through the air and lodges in the pipes and causes them to foul. Periodically, we shut the pressure down and send one of our pixies into the pipes to scrub the reconstructed fat away. Armed with just a shortened broom, and little explorers venture into the dark. Of course, we can only keep pressure down for a short period, so they must be fast, or they risk being trapped and boiled into a superheated vapors when they rush back into the system, and then we'll be ascending their comrades and have them to scrape free the cooling mess. The survivors can tell me you can reach all manners of places within the complex through the pipes. I smile and tell them I'm so proud and feed them to the pigs. Fuck. Automatic pressure regulator shut off. There's gotta be like a control panel here somewhere, right? There we go. Turn it off.
What are you doing, little piggy? Do you think I will allow you to sabotage me again?
I want my children, you unholy bastard!
Will it hurt them? A cleansing fire always burns, little Mandus, but it purifies and it makes anew. Did it hurt to carve out the fevered flesh? Did it hurt to cut free the gangrenous foot? Ask instead this. Can we save them?
When did I say that? That is not me. That is not me!
Oof. There's a spoon of medicine, I say, it's a silver spoon. What you did give born holding, ever so painful for mummy dear, but grasping so hard it when the little screaming red fists. Later you used the spoon to dig a hole in the garden to get all the way to Mexico. And then you did eat worms with your spoon as a way to stay fat. This spoon was the same as given to your twins. And then you used it to dig a hole in the clockwork souls, and you ate up their hearts like soup on the way to keep you fat. Fat little mole, where you dig next, I ask. You and your little silver spoon made from the silver spine of your children and wrapped in the hair of your dearly departed. Dear sweet Jesus, my darling Lilibeth, what am I become? shut off the steam. There we go. My troves. If in the troves of my evil I set my children to pipes to clean them, then it seems likely there another entrance I can use to escape this noxious maelstrom of engines. I will ignore the burnings of my nostrils and the flumes from the godless compound X that fuels these machines, and I will become the saboteur. I will destroy the pressure systems, enabling me to enter the pipes without fear. All about me, the thundering machinery, the blast of the boiling system that cannot pass without fear of scalding. I'm a lobster, cracked. My circulation stagnated, my vitals, movements impeded. The steam will boil my hole unless I find a way to shut it off. It seems the pressure system is indeed the Achilles heel of this facility. Something I clearly did not realize in my first clumsy attempt at sabotage. If I reroute the steam, I can wreak havoc. Up first, I think. Where's the ladder? Okay. Up. No. It's still full of steam. Let's see. Aha. Now can I go over here? Yes. Where do these wheels go? Pressure regulator, right? Where am I going? So confused. Now I can go up. Okay. Oh. Some form of steam regulator. I'd wager if I disable it and damage it, causing a rushing of steam pressure would be catastrophic, certainly enough to force a temporary stalling of the entire engine. Measure up, Mandus, you clever old goat. I can feel this horror, this grief, this betrayal boil into fury. I will not stand. I will not be untrodden. If this machinery is my heirloom, then I am the overman. Now quickly through the pipes before the pressure returns, they will fill with boiling, corrosive steam. I sense the machinery snarl itself about me, its unholy, inhuman mind curl and slick. It's in the dark tendrils through the conduits to repair the damage. I will return to the streets. I will fetch help. I shall lend the people unto the factory and burn it to the ground and seal this evil place underground forever. I mean, great, but... oh, God.
This is your doing, Landis. This is what you dreamt it to be.
I will stop you. I will save them.
You are too late. It begins. My work has begun. Kill them, my piggies. Kill them all.
Anything to save them. Burn away the remnants, the parts that will not process, the waste, the offal of your world, the grit of the system, stick the wheels to the temple floor.
God, no, what have I done?
Oh man. Mandus, what did you do, man?
Landis, I know you are out here. I own this city. I am this city.
No! This is not what I meant! This is not what I meant at all!
No one misses the poor. Round up some orphans and the world will thank you for it. Disappear a whore and a gentleman applauds you. Cull a beggar and a lady walks safely again. I hate it. I hate them. I hate them more than any others. The privilege, the pretension, these so-called leaders, they're pillars of society, these rich, fanciful. They wear the filth from the inside, but they are no less dirty. I have plans for them all. We will feed them, and then we will feed for them. We've set aside an entire wing of the mansion for their parties. We invite them to the near and far and guzzle them with fine wine, the fine cuts of all of London. My God, Mandus, but these chops are rather divine. Who is your butcher? Field them up. For the wire and the grains, they lend the character of the product, keep the flesh relaxed. Opium in the champagne and gravy, a hog roast every night for the Duke and the Duchess, an actress battered and sliced, an artisan in every mouthful, an importer of fine teas, stewed in his own leaves. They bicker and breed under the table, from the fireplace the carpet stained with fat and wine, and whilst the long-dead nobles deformed grace in the cold stairs watch them from gilded frames upon crooked walls, we will hose it down later, and we will shovel them into our machine. Where do I go? God forgive me. What have I unleashed? I stand in the smell of a burning city. I see the ashes upon the wind. I hear the roars of the sickening beasts and scream as they fall upon the city, drag its people below for the slaughter. And now I have begun to understand what the other composite ingredient of compound X must be. And I understand this. It is my responsibility now. I must find a way back to the heart of the machine and complete what I started. Ugh.
Do you hear me, Mandus? This is what you planned.
There are too many of these dimnations, these beasts loose in the streets. All of them come from the engine rooms, and as I emerged I counted 3 of the damnable pneumatic lifts, which suggests the machines have been planning this for some times. Smuggling routes to the surface, all about this neighborhood. If my bearings are correct, beyond this alley I should stand directly over the ignition rooms. If I wager if I find a pneumat up there, will carry me back to the machine's heart.
Beast! Creature! Where are my children? Where are my children?
I feel like I'm going in circles. Let's think. This way. Okay. Down again. Okay. Down again we go. Farming the world, I saw the detritus of the so-called progress. I saw starvation and disease. I saw rubbish floating in the harbors. We are ruiners, all of us, and we make the world unclean. I have returned, an angel of vengeance, a saboteur once more. I will find a way to stop this vast enterprise of slaughter. Enough destruction, open the heart before, confuse the machine enough to spring its locks and secret doorways. I must cause its great shock, stab its eyes, poke hot wires in its ears, and hammer its teeth, push glass in every orifice, and then it will gasp, and it will gasp, and then I will scuttle to the throat and stab its heart from the inside.
Will they be free? Yes, my friend. Drained and bled and freed from the prison of the flesh. Free to ascend as smoke to the stars.
And the good. The worthy. How will we save them?
Show me these worthy, Mandus. Show me these good. I do not see them.
Where's the sabotage map? Down here, probably. Into the gears. I'm gonna find something. I sense an opportunity. My first strike, impeding these cogs, a large enough object should jam the flow of the coolant, cause a pressure buildup, and rupture the tanks. Use my thoughts to what? Is that where I came from? Right at it. There we go. There we go. All the switches, all of them, just whatever there is.
I know you, machine. I know what you fear. I will rain excrement into your very soul. I will destroy you.
You are too late, Mandus. My great works are almost begun.
I don't know about that. And waste not, want not, for here is the assorted slop of innards that are sifted and sorted, enter the world through more channels and means than one can possibly conceive. The product passes through this section of the engine and is driven through the blade, splitting into two sections, ready for the butcher's block. Into the interim, it is kept in our freezer bays under the house, and heat produces naturally into the refrigeration process, feeds into the pipes in the crannies of these rooms. This very reason, my dear friend, we can sit here in shirts and waistcoats, but no jackets, in a freezing winter's night, without a fire in the grate, and discuss our great enterprise. The warmth in our bellies and toes must be attributed directly to those bellies and those toes passing through the steam, fire, and blades beneath our feet. Let's see, where do I go from here? It's like the only door open. I figured I had to do something at this place, but maybe not. Because I thought I had come from here. I did. Yeah, okay. Walking away from those temples, the small pipe of stone under the rhododendrons, the skulls of innocents under the loose-clawed, headless ribcage in the cold stone beneath the altars 3,000 miles apart, I trace back my life to this instant. Rain channels eroded in the ancient stone. The toxins were already in the damp, this falling water. I hack, I retch, I vomit into the sink and grasp at the bowl with both hands and stare. There is a plug hole as clear as day, a toy spine, clockwork and intricate, a child's spine. Like clockwork, how could that be? How could a child's spine be made like clockwork? I washed it carefully and placed in the mantelpiece by the egg. I laid myself under the garden where the children's skulls were buried. I called it my Mexico. I can't quite make out what's being yelled. Is critically injured now, I am sure of that. It jeers no more. I feel it shudder around me, a wounded animal pressed flat to the ground. I feel it afraid of me, and I hate all it more as I hate myself for unleashing it. My head pounds with blood, my teeth vibrate, I retch and burn with fever. I am an angel of death descending, a smothering firstborn for the death of the town, the two that came after it.
I am here again, at the foot of those stairs, towards the red light of the nursery, sunset in the window like a bleeding sky, the horizon a slit throat, the seeping dark to drain the guilt from us. I am the jaguar-faced man. I am the feathered serpent. This priesthood is mine.
I can meet him, your great engineer. How marvelous. I must say, Mr. Manders, my excitement is almost unseemly.
Yes, I can see that. Step this way, Professor. I will be right behind you.
Manders? Manders, where the devil are you? I can't see a damn thing. Manders! We are the pig, Professor. We are all the pig.
I climb in stillness now. Blue water runs in my veins, now I am clean. I carry the knife of this factory, the bowl of this mill. I am come
So
to lift
dark.
you from your fields and your furnaces. I will gather you into the white clouds. I will gather you to me, and I will take you home.
I can only assume I'm going the right way. I can barely see anything. Rivers of blood. Mandus, you bastard. The veil lifts, the bride is waiting. Round up some orphans, and the world will thank you for it. Disappear a whore, and a gentleman applauds you. Cull a beggar, and a lady walks safely again.
Hear me, Mandus. My gears are adjust. My steam is built. Soon I will spill that blue water and split the egg, the atom, my soul, and there will be a very great burning that we might make the world clean. Be proud, for this is your doing. Until you steeped me in the blood of your own, I was nothing but rotten architecture. You have made me, and I will make the world anew.
So I'm starting to think that Mandus is talking to himself and the building. That's like the vibe I'm getting. In my dreams I walk with my children. I walk tunnels where no human has trod before. I am sure of that. It's just me and him now. Frost forms in my coat sleeves. It's deathly still. The freezing air tells me I am close. Vacuum eviscerators.
But why did you take my children?
I, Mandus. Of all the blood we have spilled together, the first drops fell from your hands alone.
And I am damned for a fierce. And everything is lost.
Yeah, well, we knew that, Mandus. Even if you didn't, Mandus, we did. I mean, I was hoping it wasn't towards the flickering light, but I mean, we know. no. I flipped the switches. This way? Yeah, oh yeah. Mandus descends among the spirits. I deny you. I am not your chattel. I will not be your operator, the monkey to your organ grinder.
Only to save you. Only to spare you. I would have given my soul to spare you this world and its loan. My children. My children. What have I done? What have I become? I will put it right, my darlings. All of my wrongs will be righted. All of my sins washed clean.
I don't know about that, Mandus, but you did build this thing after all, and
I love you, my
kill your
darlings,
own kids.
I am sorry. I am sorry.
Memories, they surface like bloated bodies rising in the scum of the Thames. I looked at them, covered in the blood of their dead mother, little piglets squealing in their squaddling. Their hearts, once filled with great love, consumed hate that I have never imagined. At that point, did my soul split, creating him? Was this the egg of my soul, the moment of the great clock began to tick? It is the only path to redemption, to join us back together again, to make myself whole, to close the great circle and take the madman into my heart once more and forgive him, and myself as well.
All I have done, I simply loved you all too much for this world.
I search for instruction, for advice, for help in my goals, but I return to the system mocks me. Simpleton, it says, you must find your own answers now.
Mandus, put aside your misguided crusade and let me save them. You may hate me, Mandus, but I have seen the future, your 20th century, and let me tell you this, a far greater slaughter awaits you there. I seek to save the world by blood now, before millions fall beneath history, pushed under by blade, bullet, and gas.
But it just came from that way. There we go. Whoa, what the hell? No. 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 Oh, son of a bitch. No, unfair. No, man, just get out of there. Okay. Try again. Where am I supposed to go? Okay. We go right. Then we turn in here. No. This is so trippy now. Okay. There's a heart. Is there a note maybe I need to read? Nope. I'm alone. I gotta figure this out. Just going to click maybe. No. Where was the ladder? I saw the ladder. Where did it go? The door won't open. No. Nothing. Okay.
I have you now, creature. I will destroy you.
Stop him! Stop him! Kill him!
It is over. It is time to end this madness.
God help me. I'm lost in the giant paper soul.
save the world. I am your friend. Mandas, please, I am no more evil than you. We
pretty
sought
evil.
the same thing, to save humanity, ridding them of their painful, stupid, pointless lives. Mandas, stop. Think about what you are doing. For your children, Mandas.
Do not speak of my children, monster.
I did not kill your children, Mandas. You sacrificed them on the temple steps, knowing what the coming century would do to them. Your sons will drown, lungs full of mud and shrapnel on the banks of the Somme. You wanted to save them from the horror to come. That is the vision we shared. Everything we have built to avert this coming nightmare. You and I are one. We are the same. Our souls are entangled. We deserve to make them free.
Poor boys. Oh, it's huge. It's a
I
pyramid.
have stood knee-deep in mud and bone and filled my lungs with mustard gas. I have seen 2 brothers fall. I have lain with holy wars and copulated with the autumnal fallout. I have dug trenches for the refugees. I have murdered dissidents where the ground never thaws and starved the masses into pain. A child's shadow burnt into the brickwork. A house of skulls in the jungle. The innocent Mandas trod and bled and gassed and starved and beaten and murdered and enslaved. This is your coming century. They will eat the Mandas. They will make pigs of you all, and they will bury their snouts into your ribs, and they will eat your hearts.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Please, Mandas, no. For your children.
Get it. Woof. That was an intense game.
I lay there and watched the god I had created die. At the end, when we were cold as the stone we had hewn his body from, when the lights were nearly all extinguished, we heard, in the silent distance, the man-pigs singing to one another. Then, as the last lights were gone, and we lay together in the deep, they drifted away, and all was silent. Such a silence I have never known. And as the dust settled on my open eyes, and we lay together embraced forever, I heard, miles above us, the sounds of the city turning over in its sleep. The church bell ringing out, and in that moment, the new century was born.
They just loved their dad. Those poop boys. Damn. Well, I'm glad I played it. Horrified by it. But yeah, I'm glad, honestly. I can't say that I'm... Well, that was something. I told you we were going to do it tonight, even if it took a while. Made it happen. That was intense. That was a really hard game, especially for like a dad. That was really powerful. But, c'est la vie. We competed it. We did it. Together. And yeah. If that's something that you wanted to endure, you could have grabbed that game from Epic. Unfortunately, I took a week, so you can't grab it anymore, but it's older, so it's probably on sale somewhere, but it's a jumper. It's not like something's gonna come get you horror. It's really like a cerebral thing. Anyway, you have a good night. This is Waylon, XethaPCs. I'm out of here.